Good evening. It is a clear night with a full moon with very light winds. What better night to be in the woods? So that's what we're going to do, is we're going to head along the Conneaut Creek again. And I did this the other night, but I did it with that GoPro and it messed it up. And there was so much stuff down here, I feel like it's doing a disservice to not come back here and try to do this and see if we can see the stuff that we've seen the last time that the GoPro jacked up. Okay, so I am using the i14 Pro Plus, and say it's about 9:45 at night right now as we start to hike. Not much going on in the sleepy little town of Conneaut. Okay, and being that Saturday night, I had probably the scariest hike I had. I did go back down there today in the daylight with a friend, and we were able to explore around there and rule out some things. I also have sent the clip in to a professional for analysis. I sent it to Wes at sorry, let me start that over. Wes at SasquatchChronicles.com. Okay, and if you haven't ever seen his show, I highly recommend it. Very good guy, very professional, and has got a lot of good teamwork. We're gonna get into a good hike down here. It's like 50 degrees out. Very light winds, so we should have good sound quality. The Conneaut Creek is flowing, and the hike is pretty much along the creek. Nothing much you can do about the noise of the water. Okay, and again, I am armed and carrying my 10mm and my 9mm. So, adjusting some of my equipment here. Okay, so, and as far as I will eventually be back down at that Friends of Conneaut Creek. I mean, I was down there in the daylight, but I didn't video that. And we'll, I'll be back down there at night again. I will attempt to have some people with me, but even if I don't, I will end up back down there, because if I do not have a friend with me, I'm trying to see and order some brighter flashlights. Even though this one is a 4200 lume, very bright flashlight. I'm going to see if I can still get something brighter. And I'm going to also, I find that there are a few problems in life that can't be solved with a bigger gun, and if I don't have anyone else to go down there with me, I got my good old friend VR60. Oh, right off the bat, we got stuff right back here. Can you see these guys? I gotta pull the light to zoom in, because unfortunately I can't do that with one hand. Okay, I'm gonna zoom in on them. Okay, I'm catching it. There we are. Got a couple of guys looking at us right there. I would say, you know, I know there's a lot of deer down here, so I can't rule out that it's not deer. It may be most likely deer, but they're not the only thing down here. But we got two of them right there. And to start off, I mean, we're right just down the trail just a little bit, and we already got these guys. We're gonna move on, and I gotta zoom out. This is a little delicate, trying to adjust that back. We'll see. goodbye to these two who are staring at us, and continue further on. It doesn't take but a minute for me to catch some sort of wildlife. Now I gotta say what my mission is. I'm exploring the woods to see what I find. Wildlife, human, whatever is there, okay? And I try to prove things, okay? Or disprove things. So, as for a whole bunch of people saying, why do you keep going alone? I'm trying to see if I can see these two guys back here again. These are the same two. I was trying to see if I can get a better view of their bodies, but I can't. So I can't definitively say what they are. Most likely I'm gonna say 80% deer, although in the past I have called things deer, and then upon video review found that they weren't. They were bobcats, that they were coy wolves. So I now no longer, until I can definitively prove it, don't call what it is. If you didn't watch the video the other night, I titled Terror in the Woods. I recommend that. I had something do a loud roar / scream at me that I still don't know what it was. And again, got that video is sent off to a professional for analysis. And when I hear something back, I will let you guys know. And someone asked if I could, because I am able to edit that down, if I could put it into a short. And my answer is absolutely. Okay, up here, here's our full moon on the Conneaut Creek. So, I love full moon nights, especially when they're clear. Anybody who's not familiar with Conneaut, Northeast Ohio, clouds are mostly our norm. So having a clear night on a full moon night is a real treat, pleasure. So someone asked me, like, why do you go out in the woods alone? Well, I gotta say, I really do feel comfortable. The other night, like I said, it was time to head out and not engage something alone, because my only other option at that point to go forward was to pull my gun and start and pop a couple rounds off. And rather than that type of escalation, I was gonna back out. And if you look at the video, you can see that whatever that was followed me out. You say a little unnerving, but it will not stop me one bit. Again, yeah, being scared is one thing, but being taken over by fear is another thing. That scared me, but it didn't take me over with fear. And I'm not afraid. Like I said, I was right back down there today, and I'm out in the woods tonight. And I will be back down there. And while it may be a little tense, it's not going to be, again, it's not going to be that big of a deal. Big thing that happens when something scary happens, you don't panic. Don't panic. And especially for in the woods, you see, you know, turning to run running is an action of prey. Okay, I'm not prey, so I don't run. Okay, so like I said, I'll back away And I did a lot of my stuff moving backwards. You can see in the video. Followed me, but it kept a distance. And like I said, I don't want to have to pull out my gun and shoot, especially at something that I don't know what it is. As much training as I have with firearms, they say target identification, and shooting at something that I don't know what it is could end up coming back to bite me. So I need your comments on this, your thoughts. And if you hear anything, as we get deeper into the woods, I'm going to do less and less talking and more listening. And again, when I see something, I'm going to point it out too. But I definitely look forward to your guys' input as to whether we can find things that I miss. Okay, so well, hopefully ooh, heard something over there. But I don't see anything. This is the old dam. I did hear, and I update you, some disturbing news that the state of Ohio, who owns this land, wants to remove this. Which means they're going to have to, I mean, there's a little path, but they would have to bring heavy equipment back here and destroy a bunch of the woods to do it. Like I said, right now it's tabled due to a lack of funding, but they want to destroy this. Their reason being, and what they said why, is they want this to be open more for kayakers. And I say kind of wrecking kind of a historic thing, and wrecking a bunch of woods to bring your equipment back here for kayakers is counterproductive. I completely disagree with the state of Ohio doing that. However, the state really doesn't care, but that will be in the near future. Imagine when that starts, I will probably video that, because I will blast them on destroying the woods. I can see straight ahead a couple of Canadian geese floating down the river. Those things are in abundance around here. I know I do got a lot of people from Canada that have been watching. You probably don't call them Canadian geese, you just probably call them geese. Down here in America, I didn't come up with this, but it seems like a lot of things that we consider nuisance, we label Canadian. We have Canadian soldiers, those little midge flies, they're called, that come off of Lake Erie. We'll go up here, see how the beaver's chewed on this, but he hasn't done that recently. And get a shot of this sun, especially since its fate is doomed. And again, I said I didn't come up with a name. I was always told they were called Canadian soldiers. So now in my military career, I got to serve with Canadian Air Force on 2 different occasions in combat zones, and they were great to work with. Much respect for my Canadian brothers across the lake. Canada, as you know, is from Conneaut, is a 55-mile float away to Port Stanley. On the other side of Lake Erie. hear a few of the peeps. Now, look at how this tree branches. The big limb, or whatever that is, broke off. And Phil is just hanging up there. I'm not saying it means anything. I'm just saying it's interesting how you see how some of those will fall and hang on the other trees. Okay, I guess interesting to me. If it's not interesting to you, then let me know, because then I'll stop looking at it. Or I'll stop putting it on camera, I guess. So this area and Indian Mound are the two areas I have literally spent the most time in. And then third is Hog's Back. Those are literally, I guess you'd say, the areas I'm most comfortable in. Although I haven't done a videoed night hike in Hog's Back because growing up, that place scared me. So eventually I will, because I don't believe in having fear stop me. So, but I was afraid to go in there at night as a kid. So I have gone in there at night multiple times with the Metro Park officer, and one time with a friend, but I have never in my life been solo in those woods. Okay, this area I've spent a lot of time in, even more recently, because this is my neighborhood. I'm gonna go this way and see, because we got the path kind of branched. You can stay near the river, or you can head away from some of the water noise for a few minutes. Well, I can tell you, if I get screamed at down here in my neighborhood, yeah, that's something I'm not going to turn around from, because now you're on my turf. I get screamed at down here, the gun's just going to get drawn, because we're not doing that in my neighborhood. Oh, I got something over here across the creek. Right over there, you guys see him? He's hanging out over there. Try to zoom in on it. That is a smaller critter. There you go. I know you got a shot of that eye shine. He's putting his head down there. I'll have to try and analyze the video if I can see what it is. I say, I did see those fisher cats down here the other night. And that may be Mr. Raccoon coming down there to wash his food. And I can see, I mean, I kind of can see him. I bet, you know, when I blow this, when I get this video home and try to blow it up, I'll be able to see it better. He's walking right along the creek edge. You can see him pretty good, but I'm saying 80% that's a raccoon. Again, I try to not until I can get on and definitely call what it is, unless I'm like now 100% because I've called things wrong. So I'll say 80% chance that is a raccoon. Yeah, he's hanging out right over here. Let me get to a better spot. This is right where I seen them last time too. Yeah, I see him walking along there. And I think, man, I'm really, you can see, let me zoom back in on this guy. You can see him right over there. And I say, I'm pretty sure that's a raccoon. Okay, cool. So we got the eye shine of 2 other things. And we got a raccoon, probably a probable raccoon. And like I said, I was kind of sick to my stomach how bad the GoPro did. So I definitely, like, with as much stuff that's down here, like, we got to make up for that. And you hope you can, because you never know. Are they here tonight? Are they not here tonight? It's a full moon out. Full moon out, you got to be in the woods. So, and I think next time I head back down to that Friends of Conneaut Creek, I was down there. That scream happened at about 11 o'clock at night. I'll probably go down later at night. I'll probably try to get down there near midnight. Try to make sure that I don't want less chance of people being awake. Thought I heard a noise back here. I love this view down here. That is just such a cool view. It's almost like hard to believe, you know, this is my neighborhood. Got to get another shot of the moon there. Okay. So we got to keep scanning. And me hitting a stick. This is a nice quiet night, and temperature feels like it's dropping a little bit, but I can't see my breath, so it's definitely not getting that cold. And I don't know how I do this. I keep ending up with the camera in my right hand, and I want to keep that in the left. Gotta switch that around. The reason why, I'm gonna switch it back. Yeah, that's right. I want to keep the flashlight in the left hand, camera in the right hand. The reason being is, if I have to pull the gun, I'm going to be pulling that with my right hand, and I'm going to need that flashlight on, which means the phone will get dropped to draw the gun. And again, this is a different place. This is a place I feel that is more like, this is my turf. It isn't that I'm not, you know, it's like I'm not cautious. But again, I have a different attitude about this woods, as this is my neighborhood. So the level of crap that I will put up with instantly lowers. You go over to someone else's neighborhood, you're like, yeah, I'm gonna let your crap go on and I'm gonna leave. When you're in your own neighborhood, that's when you kind of say, no, we're not doing that. I had some eye shine up on the hill there, and it went away pretty quick. It looked like something large, but I don't see it. Well, let's see a little bit. This is what it looks like just with the moonlight and the camera light. You can't see near as much. I am trying to work on not panning too quickly. Trying to get a good shot of everything. We get in the area of the creek where it is deeper, and so it's quieter. You definitely see all the game trails, because there are a lot of deer down here. But only seeing the two so far. Well, and those were maybe deer, because I couldn't actually tell. And therein lies too, if a predator decided to be back here, well, the deer are going to take off. Okay. And these deer in my neighborhood, they're not really scared of people a whole lot, because my neighbor feeds them. So they're literally looking at, when they see people, they're like, oh, they look at us like, do you have food for us? So there's no hunting down here too, obviously, since there's a neighborhood on top of that hill, and back up that way there's more. And man, this is we're coming over to the bend in the path, so this is where the property line for the state of Ohio ends. I hate when I do that, crunch a stick like that. Because yeah, I just gave my position with how quiet it is. My position is totally given away. I mean, I know I got a bright flashlight going. There's that. But now see, I was down here. I seen these guys painting these markers on these trees. And they were literally doing it to mark. They said the path really runs up to the side of the hill of the cemetery. They were marking the boundary of the path, because this side, private property, this side, state land. This is kind of good with the path going back into the woods a little bit here, because we may be able to better see. So you can see right there, you can see the state marker. Now, you get up into this area where the path is, and it turns to garbage. So like this is about where I stopped last time and turned. It's thick woods in here and I really can't see much. So we'll turn, we'll head back, because up ahead there is like I've been through there daytime. It is so swampy. I literally, to cross that, I always have to grab a bunch of big sticks out of the woods and toss them over there, and they sink in. And each time you gotta come back, you try to cross it, you gotta throw more and more sticks in there because it's just a bog. There's definitely a game trail. And I don't really like to trespass. That's a good path to go back there, but that's not the state property. That is private individuals, so I don't want to trespass. I'd like to go back there further. Before I realized, I thought the whole thing was owned by the state, because you got a little bit of a trail kind of heading back there too. Before I knew, when I started doing some of these hikes back here, before I knew that where the property line ended, I hiked pretty far down there, all the way to where the next road is, Parish Road, which was crossing other people's property. I just didn't know better. I know better now, so I don't usually do that. I say usually, I'm gonna say I don't intentionally do that. I like to go on areas where I'm not considered trespassing on a private individual's property. I heard a noise there coming from this direction. That was different from normal, but I can't make out what it was. See, this is where the river is deep. I can see some Canadians floating over here peacefully. That's kind of a sign that if they're peaceful, it's because there's nothing around that's bothering them. I can hear some peeps in the distance, but they sound like they're on the opposite side of the creek. And I say, this is deep right here. I don't know where they all went tonight. All the deer, that is. Because I kid you not, that other night, there was like a dozen of them down here. And I know they continue to come back and hang around this area because the guy feeds them. They have a reason. Not to mention, this is like protected land. Again, this is, I can't make things appear, and there's no staging. It is you get what you get. Some nights are better than others. Some places are better than others. This had so much stuff in it the other night. And unfortunately, that GoPro was a pile of garbage. Again, I don't recommend anyone ever buying a GoPro or shopping at Best Buy. There's better products and better places to shop. Now, as you know, like if products are good, I will tout them and give them free advertisement. Like my Power Tack light, awesome. My Mux that I use, awesome. Okay. And I also tout the bullets that I have in my guns. Buffalo Bore, awesome. Okay. A lot of my gear is government issued and is pretty good quality. And one of my suppliers that I keep up on it is called Brigade Quartermaster. Okay. And that's a place I highly recommend for getting good quality gear. For 20 years I've been buying stuff from them. This is kind of a lower spot after we had that deep spot. So that would be where some of the critters might try to cross. Now, I haven't tried to look for it, but they said that comet is actually visible in the sky, especially when you get out away from the city lights. They said its peak was like yesterday, but they said it's still going to be visible for quite a while. I am into those kind of things there. Astronomy, checking out like stars and comets and all that. That is cool stuff to me. Now, here's where we seen that raccoon. Trying to look inward. Like, where are the animals tonight? Okay. That little stream right there, that little stream runs all the way out to past I-90. The streams and the rivers like that, those are, animals use those as kind of like the way we use highways, like along them. A lot of animals use those. Now, I do have, like halfway up that hill, I had some hot eye shine, but it's gone now. I lost it. That I heard a noise behind me too. I had some eye shine up there, but I couldn't capture it. I don't know why I keep thinking I'm hearing something behind me. Yeah. Nothing wants to really come out tonight. I see I'm still getting comments on my YouTube. As soon as I get back in, I will start answering those. I do try to get back to you as quick as I possibly can. And I do like to try to respond and comment back to you. I can't say I hit 100% on that, but I really do try. I'm okay with criticism. I'm not okay with like straight hatred. Okay, you know, you can drop criticism in there, but you got to be tactful. Okay, you gotta. Otherwise, I mean, if you're just totally negative on it, it's probably not going to go well for you. But also, you're not going to probably get the response that you want either. And okay, I can tell you in the past, I've seen a lot of deer, a lot of different like raccoon, possum, and some other things over on this side here. And tonight, oh man, we're just not getting them. I don't know if it's the full moon, because I'm not hearing. Those coy wolves they're around here, but we're not hearing anything tonight. The other night when I did the video, right at the end, I had a coy wolf howl. Ooh, did you hear that? That sounded like it's a coy wolf doing a yap and howl, right as I mentioned it. Drop that in the comments if you heard that. They're starting to yap on the other side of the creek. What a peaceful, quiet night. And you can kind of even say in the woods, quiet can be creepy. And I can agree with you on that. However, quiet means I'm going to hear stuff. So I'll take it. That's what I try to pick the nights where I have the wind low. High wind messes with my hearing. Not to mention how I point out how these branches are hanging in the trees. All they need is a good stiff breeze for them to fall and potentially fall on me. So I'm actually starting to walk off the path because I'm looking into the woods. And still hear some of the traffic from I-90, which is about 2 miles from me to my right. I mean, and that's how you know it's a quiet night. So I definitely, well, it was so irritating that the GoPro did not give the good quality and show all the animals that were down here. And then I was hoping maybe this video would make up for that, but I'm not sure that it so far hasn't done justice to all the stuff that I got to see that night that GoPro just chinced you guys out of seeing. Here in Conneaut, you're hard to get away from the railroad tracks. Noise. Always gonna hear train whistles. Temperature dropped enough you can see my you can start to see my breath now. Something else that happened that night, Saturday night, in my video at 9:05 is the creepiest thing, and I've never had this happen. That's why I value you guys listening like you do. Somebody heard at 9:05, they heard another voice come in and say, "Hey." I mean, it was like a whisper. Hey, you can hear the breath with it. And dude, there was nobody around me. I went back, listened to that, and it creeps me the heck out. I don't know what it was. But that's another thing why, even if it's quiet and there's not much going on, listen, because you never know. You may come up with something else. And I want to thank that viewer. I can't remember the name. A couple viewers actually dropped it in there. Thank you guys for noticing that and paying that kind of attention to detail. I love that. And I actually feel honored that you're paying that close attention. My step a little bit here. Let me know how the video's looking. Let me know how the sound is. Again, doing my research, and I will come up with a better camera. I'll end up having to shell out some money on it, so, but I will eventually get it. I see this flashlight is starting to die, which is a bummer. I had it charged up. We're at about 50 minutes. So I am gonna have to pull out the backup light. Uh-oh. My backup light that was charged is completely dead. Well, that's not good. Okay. Ooh, spiders. I hate these guys. Hope you all die. Spiders, yuck. Spiders and snakes. I'm not afraid of them, I just don't like them. Well, backup light is dead, and main one is going. Oh, I got some eye shine back here. There they are. They're way back in there. I got two sets of eyes. Zoom in. There you go, you can see one of them. It's back in that woods quite a ways, but that's there. Right there. So we do got something else. They're looking at me. I'm gonna zoom back out and move. See if maybe I can get a better position. Yeah, I can definitely see them. They're looking at me. Yeah. See, yeah, right there. Let me zoom in right there. There we go. We have some eye shine. We have something right there. And I can't tell what it is, but it looks like a larger animal. So, all right, we're gonna move on because it does look like it has some big eyes, but I can't see, and I can't say for sure what it is. It may be the two things that we've seen earlier. But again, they're pretty deep back in those woods. There's not really a good way I can do that, and the flashlight is starting to go on me. Yeah, I got two sets right back there. That's probably those same two guys or gals, whatever. I'm not sure what they are, but they're taking a stroll back there. All right, guys, because I'm getting up near the top. Shout out. Okay, I gotta say I'm now up to 12 friends in Oklahoma. I want to say thank you, Alan. I want to say thank you to you too. It's been very nice. From Kentucky. And Mike. I also want to say Ken of a certain age, best friend. He's my best friend he lives in Maryland. He's always watching. I'll say thank you. And again, from one's from Oklahoma, Maddie and Adeline. Those are my two production and assistant production managers. All the dang spiders are out. Get up. And that dude, great. They're gonna make night hikes interesting. And I have had a crowd from United Kingdom and from Canada. All you guys, I want to say thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you. God bless you. All the guys who have been giving me good comments and support, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching. I got to ask one thing, because I'm getting close, but I'm not quite there. I need some more people to hit the subscribe button. I'm still at about 50% of the people watching not subscribed. So I just want to ask you guys that favor. I get monetized for this. That's going to give me more money for better equipment and the possibility of some companies reaching out to me and sending me equipment, which I would be more than happy to do. And I'll give honest reviews as you hear me do with my other products I've used. Okay, we're out here to the bridge. The only other wildlife I got is a couple more Canadians over here. Alright, and on the other side of that, you can see that's the base of the Indian Mound. And we have our full moon. So on a beautiful, quiet, full moon night in Conneaut, I do want to say, because I come out in the parking lot here, you can see into the woods a little bit, so we're going to have to walk up here a little bit. Because we got something that's hanging around back here. But again, I can't. Oh, Shiite Muslims. Did you hear that? That sounded feline. Like a feline. Notice I got a scream here, and I'm gonna walk towards it. Where the heck you at? I don't know where that was at, but you got my attention. That one sounded more feline. Drop that in the comments if you heard that. I don't know where it was. I'm not sure what sounds those fisher cats make. They're more closely related to wolverines. They're a pretty vicious thing. And they'll go after fox and coyote. They'll go after other predators. They're a fighter. You know, darn thing waits till I'm walking out of the woods to screech. Drop that in the comments if you heard that, what you think it is. I'm gonna have to be listening for that. I'm gonna have to go back and review that. I don't necessarily think that was like feline, and I don't necessarily think it was directed at me. Like last night's was directed at me, like no doubt. We're gonna check a little bit out here to see if we can see into the woods anything. You can definitely see game trail all through here. Okay. I cannot see anything. Alrighty, guys. I look forward to hearing from you, hearing your comments. So, from a full moon night here in Conneaut, Ohio, I want to say God bless you. This is Tech Sergeant Mackey signing off.